Imagine opening your banking app and seeing $50,000 sitting safely inside a high-yield savings account. No market crashes. No panic-inducing headlines. No sleepless nights wondering whether your investments just lost 10% overnight. Just cash, quietly earning interest while you go about your life. For many people, that sounds like the ultimate financial move. A high-yield savings account offers security, liquidity, and predictable growth. In a world filled with uncertainty, it feels comforting to know your money is protected and still generating returns at the same time. That's exactly why I decided to keep $50,000 in a high-yield savings account. I wanted safety. I wanted flexibility. And most importantly, I wanted to see whether this increasingly popular strategy was really as smart as financial experts claimed it was. At first, everything looked perfect. Every month, interest payments appeared in the account without me lifting a finger. Watching the balance grow felt rewarding, almost like discovering a financial shortcut that required no effort and carried virtually no risk. But over time, I learned something that completely changed how I think about cash, savings, investing, and long-term wealth. And if you're currently keeping a large amount of money in a high-yield savings account, what I discovered could save you from a costly mistake. Before we get into it, take a second to like this video if you're interested in smarter money decisions and building long-term wealth. Also, comment savings below if you've ever wondered whether keeping a large amount of cash in a savings account is actually helping or hurting your future. And if you enjoy practical financial lessons that could potentially save you thousands of dollars, make sure you're subscribed. Every week, we break down real-world money strategies that can help you avoid mistakes and make better financial decisions. Now here's what happened. When I first transferred the money into the account, I felt an immediate sense of relief. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't worried about volatility, stock market corrections, or sudden economic shocks affecting this portion of my savings. Every few weeks, I would check the account and see new interest earnings deposited automatically. The balance kept moving upward, and psychologically, it felt like proof that I had made the right decision. Watching numbers rise is satisfying, especially when no extra work is required. But several months later, something started bothering me. Despite seeing growth inside the account, I couldn't ignore the fact that prices around me were continuing to increase. Groceries cost more. Insurance premiums were rising. Everyday expenses seemed to be getting heavier. At first, I dismissed those observations as normal inflation. After all, prices go up over time. But the more I paid attention, the more I realized there was a bigger lesson hiding beneath the surface of those monthly interest payments. That's when I started asking a question that most people never stop to consider. Was my money actually growing, or was it simply creating the illusion of growth? The answer turned out to be much more important than I expected. Most savers focus entirely on the account balance. If the number goes up, they assume they're getting wealthier. But wealth isn't measured only by the size of your bank account. It's measured by what that money can actually buy in the future. This concept is called purchasing power, and once you understand it, you start looking at your savings very differently. Because $1 today doesn't necessarily have the same value it will have 5 or 10 years from now. Let's say your high-yield savings account is earning 4% annually. On the surface, that sounds fantastic compared to traditional savings accounts that once paid almost nothing. Seeing 4% growth feels like progress, and technically, it is. But what happens when inflation is running at 3%? Suddenly, your real gain isn't 4% anymore. Your purchasing power may only be improving by about 1% before taxes even enter the equation. Then taxes take a portion of the interest you've earned. The result is that your actual financial progress may be much smaller than you originally imagined. That realization was the first major wake-up call I experienced. The account wasn't lying to me. The balance truly was growing. But at the same time, the cost of maintaining my lifestyle was also increasing. And those two forces were competing against each other every single day. That's when I realized I needed to stop asking whether the account was good or bad. Instead, I needed to ask a more important question. What was the purpose of this $50,000 in the first place? If the money existed as an emergency fund, then keeping it safe and accessible made perfect sense. Emergencies don't arrive with warnings, and having immediate access to cash can prevent a difficult situation from becoming a financial disaster. Losing a job, facing unexpected medical expenses, or dealing with major home repairs are all situations where liquidity matters more than maximizing returns. In those moments, safety becomes far more valuable than growth. But what if the money wasn't meant for emergencies? What if this $50,000 was intended for retirement 20 years from now? What if it was supposed to help create long-term financial freedom instead of short-term protection? Suddenly, the conversation becomes completely different. Because while cash provides stability, long-term wealth is often built through assets that have historically outpaced inflation. That's where many people unknowingly create a hidden financial problem. The danger isn't necessarily losing money. The danger is missing opportunities that could have significantly increased your future net worth. And unlike market losses, this type of loss is almost invisible while it's happening. Financial experts call this opportunity cost. It's the price you pay when your money remains in one place instead of being deployed toward potentially more productive uses. And the longer the timeline, the larger the gap can become. One afternoon, I decided to run a simple comparison. I looked at what $50,000 might become if it remained mostly in cash for many years versus what it could potentially become through diversified long-term investing. The difference shocked me. We weren't talking about a few $100s or even a few $1,000s. Depending on market performance and time horizon, the gap could potentially reach tens of thousands of dollars. That's when I experienced a completely different kind of fear. It wasn't the fear of losing money anymore. It was the fear of realizing that excessive caution could quietly limit future financial growth. Most people think risk only exists when investing. But there's another form of risk that rarely gets discussed. It's the risk of allowing inflation and lost opportunities to slowly reduce the future potential of your savings. And here's what makes that risk dangerous. It doesn't feel dangerous. There are no alarming notifications, no dramatic headlines, and no sudden drops that grab your attention. Everything appears perfectly normal on the surface. That's exactly why so many people stay in that position for years. The account feels safe. The balance slowly increases. And because nothing appears wrong, there's little motivation to reevaluate the strategy. Yet every year that passes represents time that can never be recovered. Time is one of the most powerful forces in wealth building. Once it's gone, no amount of discipline can fully replace the opportunities it provided. This doesn't mean you should immediately move all your cash into investments. In fact, that would completely miss the lesson I learned. The real lesson wasn't about choosing one option over the other. The lesson was about matching your money to its purpose. Emergency funds require safety. Short-term goals require liquidity. Long-term goals often require growth. Each objective deserves a different strategy. Once I understood that principle, everything became much clearer. Instead of viewing my savings account as the solution to every financial goal, I started seeing it as one important tool within a much larger system. Today, I still use a high-yield savings account. I still appreciate the safety, flexibility, and peace of mind it provides. But I no longer expect it to do a job it was never designed to do. The truth is that financial success often comes from asking better questions. Not, "Where is my money?" but, "What is this money supposed to accomplish?" That simple shift can completely change your financial decisions. Looking back, Keeping $50,000 in a high-yield savings account taught me a lesson that was far more valuable than the interest payments themselves. It taught me that safety and growth are not enemies. They simply serve different purposes. And perhaps the biggest surprise of all was realizing that the greatest threat to my money wasn't always market volatility. Sometimes the greater threat was becoming so comfortable with safety that I stopped thinking about the future. If you've made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person who takes financial education seriously. So subscribe to the channel if you want more lessons like this. Comment "future" below if this changed how you think about savings, and don't forget to leave a like on the video. Most importantly, don't stop here. The next video on your screen will show another powerful financial lesson that could help you make smarter decisions with your money. Click it now, and I'll see you there.